I have stood rooted in this spot for over 2 centuries, my gnarled trunk the witness of resilience against the steady tide of change that has swept through the heart of the city surrounding me. It wasn't always this way. Once, I was nestled amid vast groves of towering pines and whispering willows, where the laughter of forest creatures mingled with the rustling of leaves. But as the years have marched on, the woods have receded, replaced by concrete and glass structures that scrape the sky. Still, I stand, a sentinel of the past in a park that offers a sliver of refuge from the sprawling urban landscape. On quiet days, I can almost hear the echo of distant hooves and the call of the nightingale. Yet, every day, I witness a kind of frailty amongst humans, their faces illuminated by the glow of tiny screens. They hurry past, rarely sparing a glance at my weathered bark or the lush green that beckons them to pause. And so, I have come to accept their indifference as part of the shifting world that cradles me. But then there's him, a certainty amidst this constant flux, my friend. I call him the modern druid. Every day, like clockwork, he walks past me, his hands buried deep in the pockets of a worn-out coat. His presence is like the first rays of sunlight piercing through a dense canopy, warm, gentle, and invigorating. Unlike the others glued to their devices, he looks up, allowing the moments of life to wash over him. The first time he stopped to speak to me, I was taken aback. His voice was rich with gratitude as he brushed his fingers over my rough bark. "You're magnificent, aren't you?" he said, as though he could feel the pulse of life that thrummed through my roots. Despite my inability to respond verbally, I attempted to convey my appreciation with a sway in the breeze, a nod of branches coursing with ancient wisdom. As days moved into weeks, I became accustomed to his presence, the warmth of his words washing over me like rain after a long drought. "You've witnessed so much, haven't you?" he would often muse aloud. "If only you could tell me the stories. The lovers who carved their initials into your bark, the children who climbed your branches, the storms you braved." In those moments, I felt an awakening. Perhaps I was not just a passive observer of life, but a participant, a keeper of memories. I had seen the world transform, and through my friend's eyes, there was a flicker of hope for nature amidst the chaos of modernity. He often sat at my roots, his back resting against my sturdiness as he closed his eyes, letting the hum of the city fade away into silence. I could feel my roots sinking deeper into the earth, absorbing every word he offered. He philosophized about the connection between humankind and nature, lamenting how the pace of life detached people from the very essence of their existence. "Nature is a temple," he would say, his voice hushed with reverence, "and you are its oldest pillar." I swelled with pride, not unlike a parent hearing tales of their child's accomplishments. One windy afternoon, as he sat cross-legged in the shadow of my vast canopy, wrapped in thought, a storm approached. I sensed the brewing winds, flickering through my branches fiercely, and along with it, an unyielding aura of unease. My friend, perceptive as always, opened his eyes and looked at the darkening sky, then at me. "I've never been much afraid of storms," he confessed, a smile tugging at his lips. "But I respect them. They shape the landscape, just as they shape us." With that, the first raindrops plummeted, sparking a symphony of drumming against leaves and soil. There was no fear in his voice, only admiration for the power of nature that, much like me, had witnessed the dance of life and death through the ages. In that moment, I felt his spirit merge with mine, a shared resilience against the tempest. Even as the storm howled, the druid remained, a steadfast soul among the world's noise. The wind howled, but he listened, feeling not just the chaos but the rhythm of life. Finally, through the curtain of rain, I noticed him looking up at me with gratitude, a silent acknowledgement that we had both weathered countless storms. As the sun broke free, casting shimmering rainbows across the park, I realized this modern druid was not merely walking past. He was actively weaving himself into the fabric of my existence. Knowing he recognized my ancient spirit filled me with a deep-rooted joy. Day after day unfolded in the same way, a shared communion amidst the urban chaos. My friend would talk, and I would listen, and together we formed a bridge between worlds. He, the keeper of stories, I, the keeper of time. And as I raised my branches high, striving to touch the very sky that obscured the stars, I felt more alive than ever. In this busy park, amid a world consumed by distraction, I had found a true companion in my druid visitor, a fellow traveler who brought vibrant life into my ancient heart.